That's a little bit expected, though. I think all three of these cores don't have, like, they're all going to come online at 15-20 minutes really strong, especially that Ursa with his blink, and eventually we're going to talk about the BKB. He doesn't really need an early BKB is the best part because he has Omni Knight on his team, so you get a blink repelled Ursa on top of you at 15 minutes. Not a whole lot of counter moves you can make at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. The kill potential very strong when they get together in top lane. Kaka closing the gap with the burrow strike. They've got the kinetic field down as well as they look to control. Surround SCCC. Quick stun from Fear. Holds back the bear momentarily, but SCCC will continue to move forward. Get those stacks up. A secondary burrow strike comes in, holding Fear down in place. SCCC really wants the kill. He's getting low. Doesn't need to commit. In fact, pays with his life because of the committal. So they do get the kill onto Fear, but it costs them the life of SCCC. Kaka will give them a bit of a runaway as Misery and Crit do temporarily try and have a look for him, but it does manage to create the distance, get out of there. So NEWBEE getting a kill, but costing them one of their own lives.
Yeah, it was a serious commitment from them as well. So it really doesn't offset this laning phase whatsoever. In fact, Fear's going to get his level 6, and he's going to reach this huge power spike where they're going to try and probably go for a kill on somebody, and then he's going to turn that into a push on a tower. We'll see if he stays in his lane or goes somewhere else.
Okay. Drag back here, Fear, not heading across for the time being as SCCC's there to back up the Sand King. Go for the kinetic field, won't quite catch anybody. Really see NEWBEE with those two supports up top, trying to put that pressure in onto Fear, but saving all the space in the world for Sumail in the mid lane, who absolutely continues to free harm. High on the last hits and high on the denies as well. Moogie, a little more scared at that mid lane.
Oh no, those phase boots. They just barely got him out of range of the ranged Dragon Tail from the Dragon Knights. So that is going to be a bit of a wasted ultimate. They're still going to get chip damage on, but it wasn't the kill they were hoping.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Now, was back again in that mid lane, but we've seen it's very hard for get on top of this Enigma. Very safe, keeping himself underneath the tower. So now top lane, the pressure coming in from EG as well with that Elder Dragon form. Trying to do as much as they can to this tier 1 with the first usage of it. So far, so good. Down very low. You see Kaka struggle to keep the pressure off.
Little pokes here and there. I think the difficult thing is going to be for NEWBEE is looking at this line.
Farming now in that mid lane.
Yeah, Crit's having a great impact as a roaming Rubik, and it's leaving Misery in lane oftentimes, and he's able to do certain things like share experience.
Look at this down bottom, Sumail coming with the rotation, they're just going to come in with the black hole, goes straight in, sees an opportunity for a kill, and no holding back. Setting up for Arteezy to find himself involved in some act.
Honestly, every single time you have black hole up on the early game, I think you should go for just...
Radiant's
You're never going to get these big team fight black. Oftentimes. Easy pickoff.
This is the pace of the game that EG are happy with, and they know that it's unlikely that NEWBEE anytime soon will be trying to commit.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
At the moment, it's just NEWBEE having to try and deal with the pressure that really keeping on. Now heading down onto that bottom tier 1 as well. KP moving in. Get the repel out, of course, before the homing missile connects. But even at this stage, the physical damage doing quite a bit. Top lane, bit of a go being made by the Kaka tanking. Goes in with the burrow strike. He may just tick down though. He does. He dies for this. They've brought SCCC and Moogie in, so they should be able to at least find the trade onto Fear, as they will take down the Dragon Knight, but to at least bite back into the lineup of PG somehow. But it does take those two cores making the rotation. And bottom lane, KP. But those one charges being chased all the way back by Arteezy.
The interesting part for me is I think EG can still defend that top lane push that's coming out from Moogie with that use of Metamorphosis. He may have gotten a kill, but he's not going to be able to get a tower, and that is a little bit dissatisfying for NEWBEE. I guess they got a bit of a stack, though. They can clear through. A small hard camp stack gives them a little bit of extra value. Helmet Dominator is going to come up soon for Sumail. Between that and his Eidolons, he's going to have great split pushing presence all over the map. The two split pushers in this game, Terrorblade, Illusions, and Big Bun.
Invisibility.
I think for oftentimes NEWBEE is going to want to be able to split up EG, but I think this pickup from Samael is going to let back quite a bit.
Yep, does pick up an Invis rune, but EG were well aware of it, was pinked out when he did grab it. His eyes on Samael, unlikely to be able to make a play, of course, as himself as this level 4 Sand King. Lots of regen on Samael, rather tanky for the stage of the game.
Oh. Dragon Tail into the Ice Blast.
Let's get the Enrage off, so helping a little bit with that damage reduction, and a good Burrow Strike actually allows SCCC to look to turn it around. He looks to go on to crit. Is it quite enough damage? They will get the 1-for-1 trade. The Static Storm bringing Fear down low. Fear backing up behind the tower. KP looking for the dive, but the reactions coming from the rest of EG. The Malefice holding Faith in place as the Eidolons bring him down. The Fear, Dragon Knight Fire finally reaches the kill, so EG again will be able to make sure that these fights that NEWBEE keep going for just do not pay off for NEWBEE. Getting the trade in their favor each and every time.
And this is perfect. You see what Misery's doing is he's sitting in this lane that is very likely to be the one that's dove and pressured, and he's kind of the sacrificial lamb, but he's also getting solo experience at the same time. So he gets his early level 6. He's probably going to die from a rotation eventually in a tower push, but that's okay. He's creating space for his team in a way.
Same fortification will come out for NEWBEE. Mass TP's coming in as well. They've got 4 heroes looking to fight here. They really want to do something about Samael on that Enigma, but the Midnight Pulse, the Eidolons, is just going to kill Phase Drain in front of him. They do get the trade. NEWBEE will be able to find Samael. Ice Blast coming in. Connect onto KP. Won't be quite enough damage to bring him down.
Every single time he's using the Satyr Purge on one of these supports and just throwing the Eidolons at them. It's actually a pretty devastating combo, considering the fact the lack of armor on most of these supports. The Eidolons dish out a good amount of physical damage.
Faith got absolutely destroyed, but I guess that's the thing as well. I mean, in terms of AoE damage, it's not really amazing. We're sort of relying on the Sand King or a Purification being used to try and clear off those Eidolons. Other than that, it's going to be a high chance that Samael can keep those units up on you, and very little you can do to get them off you.
NEWBEE, they have... What do they have? They don't have the Blink Dagger yet. Either one of their initiators, but they are going to go for...
Maybe for Roche. They do have this Ursa, of course.
Sneaky Roche. This is dangerous against an Ancient Apparition.
Ooh, will EG be aware of this? I mean, you're playing against an Ursa. You know that this play is always going to come out at some sort of a point.
Yeah, at some point in time, EG, this wraparound, this deep wrap, they're going to see no heroes and be like, okay.
They should head towards the pit.
Yeah.
Let's see if they do that. Misery's thinking about it. Is he going to go towards that pit? Roshan, it's a half elf. Looks like SCCC. I think he's going to get away with it. Samael is now moving over.
Oh, they realize
the Ice Blast. It passes over. They've seen it. Samael, he's heading in with the Midnight Pulse. They're in trouble, NEWBEE. Static Storm comes out straight away onto this Enigma. But already SCCC's fallen. The Roshan's so low, so EG, they walk in, they take it. Samael takes the Aegis. It was always going to be a risky play, Cat, but that's the price you pay when you take those sort of risks, as EG get another huge step up in this game where they're already massively with the advantage.
Yeah, they did not have a whole lot of map control when they went for that smoke gank. Bottom lane was pushing in. They still have that tier 1 tower at top lane. I think that was like way too risky. There was no way EG was going to get caught completely off guard.
This is some serious momentum for EG. 11 for 4, 14 minutes in, 6k lead against NEWBEE. We saw this sort of dominance from EG yesterday, but to come in today and do it, this opening of this game 1 against NEWBEE really is quite something. This team, they just seem to have sorted out a lot of the issues that were apparent in the past. They are looking incredibly clean.
I love the fact that Samael's going straight for the BKB. There is no interrupt on the side of NEWBEE. At least when it comes to abilities, they can always pick up a Helmet Dominator and grab one of the control creeps and go for the net play, but otherwise, BKB should just be a clean black hole every single time. And it's NEWBEE who have to oftentimes play into Evil Geniuses, so you don't really need to counter blink most of the time.
Absolutely not. As we've seen, there's definitely going to be potential for him to walk in and a hole. And 14 minutes, another tier 2 taken by Evil Geniuses. Shadowblade finished for Fear, so they have that sort of initiation on the back of the Dragon Knight, and a mechanism now done for Samael as he just wants to keep this push going as they're going straight in. It's 15 minutes, they're committing onto tier 3s here, EG. What's the answer going to be for NEWBEE?
I mean, they know there's no Blink Dagger on the Sand King and Ursa yet, so...
And they've actually just caught out KP. Telekinesis into the Dragon Tail stun, that's the Omni Knight gone. He's down for 30 seconds, that's one of the cause of NEWBEE out of it. KP just having to watch this from the sidelines. As EG, at 15 minutes in, they're threatening the barracks. And it looks like they're going to take it. I think NEWBEE, they don't know what they could do to stop this. I think they realize they really can't. They just have to let this go.
Nice
jumps
catch.
in, grabs the Sand King. This could... Going down 15 minutes. This pace of Dota that EG is playing is something that I haven't seen from them in a while. This is just next level stuff from Evil Geniuses. This is what the fans at home were hoping to see from this all-star lineup, and they're getting it today.
I don't think I've ever seen a team really try and punish the Terrorblades' early timings and his long cooldown and Metamorphosis like they just did. But I think it was just a combination of factors. The fact that the laning phase went so well, they knew the Blink Dagger, the very key items for NEWBEE, were not up on the Sand King and Ursa, and Metamorphosis is down. Well, you've got nothing left in the tank at that point.
Top lane Mugi will find Arteezy. He's got the slow from the reflection. Arteezy will get glimpsed back, so will pay of his life. He'll be able to take down the Gyrocopter. Give themselves something to try and help in the attempt to slow down this pace that EG's playing at.
Oh, they're setting up on SCC right now.
Ice Blast come through. Fear leads him with the stun from the Shadow Blade. This man in a lot of trouble. He has got the Enrage to help limit some of the damage, but the Malefice holding him down and in place. SCCC will fall. This is getting massively out of hand for NEWBEE, and surely when there's a Rax down against you playing as an Ursa, this game is so hard for the Ursa now.
Yeah, it's pretty much Mugi's game is over, and now, or excuse me, SCC's game is entirely over, and it's all up to Mugi to carry this game as the Terrorblade. It's still one of the best carries in the game, so there is still a possibility that NEWBEE can make that really long comeback, but it's usually you're just giving him no quarter whatsoever.
And 17 minutes in, Samael, he's got full Greaves on this Enigma. I know we had a stat yesterday about Samael's Beastmaster being one of the most fun. This has got to be sort of up there in terms of the Greaves timing, at least. I very rarely see a Greaves this early on being completed by an Enigma, so the push is so strong. The amount of sustain that EG have is incredible. The auras from the Greaves and the Helm of the Dominator just keeping EG in full fighting shape. You've got the passive regen as well from Fear, of course, for his passive. They'll try and jump in Kaka. Let's go for the epicenter straight away. But look at this. The Black Hole comes out from Samael. Will be cancelled here. The homing missile out to SCCC, though. No one is dying on EG. This is the problem. NEWBEE commit with the Static Storm and the epicenter, and the sustain is too much from Evil Geniuses. They just stand their ground. They don't care that the Black Hole gets cancelled because they just push on, take another melee Rax. A buyback will come out from KP. But this is absolutely brutal for NEWBEE. And Fear, he's looking about going back in with the Shadow Blade.
I thought they would go back and protect their tier 3, but apparently not.
What do you do here if you're NEWBEE?
They really are going to lose their tier 3. Go back.
They've got the glimpse, but they've stolen Repel. Their crit
Nice
with the
pick
casual
up.
save onto Fear, making sure he's not in trouble. Arteezy has got his own BKB, so now they just rinse and repeat. They're going to head up to the top lane. They're going to push that one round in about a couple of minutes of time. We're going to see NEWBEE on the verge of maybe losing another melee Rax.
Crazy. This game.
I don't think, as you know, even the most sort of avid EG fan this morning would not have expected EG to play like this against NEWBEE in this game one. This is...
Yeah, their wet dreams was not this crap.
This is...
The Blink Dagger's finally up for the Ursa, but you have Guardian Greaves on the Enigma. You have like BKB up on the Gyrocopter, so he is just going to be able to kite you around most of the time. The Dragonite is on full tank mode. He's going to have a BKB pretty well. And the supports, both of them are just going to sit super far back. So unless you do some sort of smoke wraparound, you're not going to get that kill. And that's what Ursa needs. He's one of those heroes that needs to be able to jump in and get the numbers advanced.
I mean, look at Crit as well. Just, there's so many things to highlight about this lineup, but this is 19 minutes in, and Crit's Ruby, he's got a Blink, a Eul's, and Arcanes. He's 5-1 and 5. I mean, this game is really quite something for Evil Genius.
And all they need, just one more team fight to close it out. NEWBEE are going to stand their ground. They're not even going to wait for a tier 2 push. They're going to try and meet them.
Let's see what they can do outside of the base. They lead in straight away onto Fear. The Ice Blast will fly across. Arteezy moving in with the BKB on the sidelines. They're cutting up. That's 2 down on NEWBEE. NEWBEE just can't put a dent into this lineup of EG. Honestly, this Helm of the Dominator and Greaves Aura combination for Samael is just so much sustained, regenerating up the lineup. They're just constantly at full health. On the side, Fear's managed to find KP. Mugi's trying to turn with the Metamorphosis, but the Malefice on GG is called. 20 minutes of pain for NEWBEE finally comes to an end. EG, honestly, I want to know what these kids have had for breakfast. This is That was absolutely incredible. No one in the world could have expected that. This game one was just over like this. EG. And look, there is another day in the office for these guys. They know that it's only game one of the best of 3. Anything can happen as the series goes on. But this game one...
EG's turn to
Do I stack with
ban.
Ezreal?
No. Single hero pickers. We know what they're.
Turn to ban.
What's your win rate like?
Turn to ban.
K barbecue. Ooh.
I'm not gonna say that one.
Turn to ban.
I'll look it up.
The streak.
I think
the losing streak in China
I think
last year.
with just Jack, we actually had it one day where we played 26 games in a row, and when we were at the LAN centers, and I think we won 24 of the 26. So that really boosted ours.
Okay,
But I think
right.
before that we were at like a 12% win ratio.
Right. Yeah,
Turn
I think
to
it was 13 games in a row that you guys.
So
When you were in
Something
China
like that.
together. It was something
It was
like that. It was
some- it
a
was something like
tough
that.
run. I know Melini was kind of tearing his hair out about it.
Me,
Anyway,
Cap, and Jack.
Yeah,
Is that what he's writing about in his blog?
probably. Let's get into the draft for number 2 with a bunch of winners right now on both sides of the aisle. NEWBEE versus EG, draft number 2.
yeah, let me get back into this draft and say we talked a lot about the first 3 for NEWBEE, or I did after the first game. It was actually the last 2 that also caused problems because the last pick TV pushed SCCC onto Ursa. Going all the way back to 7-0-0, they are 17-11 when Mugi plays Ursa. They're only 2-4 with SCCC, and that is only the 5th time in 333 games since 7-0 that SCCC has finished a game without a kill.
I mean, that was a really one-sided.
That was pretty much flawless. Can't really fault SCCC so much, but look at these bans. Look at those priorities by EG. Gyro and DK, huh? That's the first DK first ban.
Exactly.
Yep, get him out.
Razor's still in the pool, which is probably what they're doing here, trying to get the best core opener. Maybe force their opponents to do double support or something.
Look at Boba's smile. He's got something up his sleeve, honestly.
they're ready.
He's
Yeah,
super
so is
prepared.
Misery. You can tell.
Keeper's there. Wisp is there if they want that.
I don't think they grab
and-
it early.
I mean, that's the thing with that first
They
one, Kevin,
first
isn't it?
two
It's opened up the draft for game 2.
There's Razor though. He's the one hero that it's pretty much in this tournament. If he is still on the board in the first phase, he is getting picked.
1v1 matchup advantage. I just don't think they'll pick IO first phase. I could easily see them wait till second phase and to make it more of a surprise.
I think that's true. I just had seen them open Beastmaster IO a couple times in the NA qualifiers. I don't think their first phase at 1P.
Yep, there's massive respect for that. Some male Beastmaster, I'm sure, has been banned for twice in a row.
Also, Naga taken off the table again.
Definitely.
NEWBEE's got to be. I think there's a question about whether they go back to that first phase Disruptor or whether they do go back to the Faith Bane that looked so good the other day. Gives them that teamfight control, the BKB breaker. And
I think you want to pick the Bane so EG.
I agree.
Nah, I'd say it's Misery's second most played.
Okay,
Disruptor.
sticking with the Fate Disruptor.
That leaves more on the table for EG. I was just saying to Kevin, that first game result has actually given EG even more option to draft, hasn't it?
I'm not sure.
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, some of the heroes that EG picked, they banned themselves. It's more like, which I think is a decent strategy because it's like a full shuffle. It's like shuffling the whole deck again after you win game 1 and saying, well, we're gonna probably get something completely random and new. It's like forcing NEWBEE to play a new drafting game and not being able to learn as much from the previous game. That's a big advantage.
It's an interesting tactic, isn't it? Because going back to last year, many of the tactics by Evil Geniuses, funnily enough, under both PPD and Crit drafting before, was very much, well, all right, we'll just draft the same thing again and see what you can do it. See how you can beat us.
PPD always said, I'm just going to outdraft you, and he won't necessarily do the same. That was always the...
So it actually has a lot to do with first. Remember, going into last night, stat was 41 out of the first 44 games of the tournament. The team was selection priority has opted for pick, and Bulba and Misery both, I believe, have always been guys that have believed that you have completely different draft setup for first versus, especially in this meta.
They get the Bounty Hunter that was banned by NEWBEE the last time.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense what you just said, Alan, as well, based on the bans they went for. If they have first pick, they're obviously going to want to let Razor through because that's the best opener that's safe, that doesn't get countered. But nobody's ever going to want to first pick Gyro and have their opponents respond with 2.
There's the Bane that we were mentioning. I think they were setting up for that one too. And now, especially if there's a Bounty Hunter picked, Bane is one of the greatest ones. Sure, Shuriken can cancel things and stuff in bouncing, but in laning phase, Bane doesn't care.
What does Bounty do?
He's just so tanky. He's one of the strongest lane presences.
He can keep himself alive so he doesn't get bounty levels to catapult to 6, help lock him down.
Turn to ban.
They can basically put either of their 2 heroes anywhere on EG's side.
What's the win rate on Bane and Razor too?
Razor's very good right now.
Yeah, they're both
Bane was also
high.
very good. Yeah,
They're
both in the top 4 on their Bane's at 69.3 after 13, and Razor's 78.6 off 14.
Razor's 11-3.
So they do have
5
track
seconds
for the
remaining.
glimpses, of course, and they've got this lane pressure. We've seen what Kaka can do on this hero as well. He's one of the ones who had that flawless performance at ESL Genting.
But I think there's a lot of pressure on NEWBEE now as we go into the second phase of the draft to pick 3 cores that are relatively self-sustaining. Because
Yes.
Bounty and the Disruptor are not going to be able to provide protection from that lane pressure that EG bring.
And they're banning out the anti-Razor laners, so the Queen of Pain gets banned out. I'm wondering if they target even the Tower Blade too, even though they just ran over it. And with the pace of the game that they do play, maybe they're not too concerned with it, but we've seen the different approaches from each. Liquid, they see Razor, they first
Turn
two.
to ban.
Interesting Kunkka ban there by NEWBEE. That's not a hero I would have expected them to target.
Anti-mobility. Maybe telling a little bit of the Bounty Hunter, but also whatever cores they plan to pick.
Turn
Initial
to
guess.
pick.
Another one that's...
It would have been good against OD as well. Oh, I guess they did the Kunkka. I think the Kunkka ban was first.
Yes,
So maybe
ban was
maybe
first.
EG
It
was anticipating
The
that. 'cause if
Kunkka's
you-
only not been picked at all at this tournament, but it has had one.
remember that one.
They've ran it. You know, they've ran the Bane
10 seconds
Kunkka
remaining.
combo before in qualifiers, right? I've definitely seen at least a couple teams run
5
it.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, so with kind of your anti-Razor options a little bit limited here, I start to look at cores for Mugi and SCCC that don't mind the Razor.
That's one of them.
That is one of them in the Death Prophet. Another one that has looked garbage here lately, but that Mugi does play is the Weaver.
Not a fan of Weave.
Yeah, I hate that hero right now in the meta, but I felt I had to bring it up.
Yeah, no fair. I feel like that hero, I've said it before, that
10
hero only
seconds
well when he's
remaining.
just
Yep.
What about with the
5
Bounty Hunter? Does that change
seconds
stuff? Because I feel like it'll accelerate you with track gold, so you'll push a little farther. Your defensive sort of dead items maybe won't be as wasted, and he does help you get kills in the early game. Like Weaver's definitely very, very good at early game kills compared to other carries.
perhaps. I think Bane most people
That's
really
great,
hard.
nightmare.
The other problem, of course, that you're getting into is that you're with these 2 supports and the hero pool that they have remaining, you're almost certainly going to be playing without a save with the Death Prophet. Something that I always look at when we talk about DP.
Turn to pick.
Out there tight.
Oh god.
So they've got. That's
Got
another
all
one with the
three,
really. That's another one with the 70%.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah. Of the
it's-
top 5 heroes so far at this event, those are 3 of the top 5.
Yeah.
Those are 3 that are commonly banned. Maybe not commonly,
Yeah,
but
the only
sometimes
other
banned
two-
first phase.
The only
Like,
other 2 that aren't in there are both banned by
10
EG right now.
seconds remaining.
Yeah,
the DK and the
and the
Naga.
Naga. And those stats, by the way, are
5
also extend back
seconds
well
remaining.
before this event. The Bane has been good but not great, but the other heroes that you're talking about, Paul, are also very strong through the patch and before. Okay, so this is Mugi's other big hero. Unfortunately, the performance on this hero for NEWBEE has not been great yet of late. It's 1-4 in their last 5 games with Mugi on PL now. Those are against some pretty good teams,
10
but
seconds
I think this
remaining.
counts as that too.
So I mean, the aura from Elder Titan is still very good against
5 seconds
against
remaining.
Phantom Lancer, but he can definitely doppelgang stuns and stuff. So that part's weak, and they have really crappy AoE right now. So EG has to pick something that has some AoE control,
Turn to ban.
and they just won't. They'll just pick
I
TB.
mean,
That's a great hero versus Phantom
it's
Lancer.
so
though.
sick.
And now they've got a couple ways to actually know exactly which the real PL is. If they have Enfeeble on him, they'll always know which one he is. I mean, that's hard to cast, of course, but the Tower Blade does let you know a bit which one it is real.
Forgot about the best
Reflections
AoE
remaining.
reflection.
And right now, like DP has no way to
5
mitigate the
seconds
burst
remaining.
physical damage that is going to be coming out for the Terrorblade in these fights. Like, and NEWBEE has no way to deal with Terrorblade when he gets to
Turn to
BKB.
ban.
He's a happy boy right now.
They've got some of the most winning heroes in the tournament right now.
Ah.
4 of them, too. Terrorblade's
Yeah.
up there as well. if I'm
Terrorblade's
mistaken.
not up there in terms of win rate right
Yeah,
now.
not in the
He's
tournament.
just over 40%,
Oh, okay.
50%.
But
yeah.
if you look overall, ELO adjusted for the
Yeah.
patch, Terrorblade is
Yes.
in my
Yeah.
S tier heroes.
Okay.
Yep.
It's 54.5 here at ESL 1 from 11 picks.
5 seconds
6 out of,
remaining.
6 out of 11 wins.
Underlord ban would have given a lot of damage output against heroes like PL, as well as Lockdown. Good against Death Prophet as well. But Lockdown would have been really good.
I feel like they can. I feel like EG can just pick whatever. I feel like they can just pick a bad.
They can have a
and
comfort
win.
pick, maybe a puck or something like that.
Bennett's not the hero here. I mean, you could remove track, but past that, I don't think it's really the move.
I'm just thinking about this Razor just walking through fights with a Photic shield on and being immortal. But yeah, I think they're probably better heroes theory crafting wise for Sumail.
I wonder if they're just gonna do similar dual or aggro lanes.
EG?
Some Sumail
oh, for
hero.
sure.
Yeah, and then
that's
just pick some Sumail hero.
That's, again, the major reason why I call the Abaddon there is that EG just loves to do these aggro dual lanes, and I don't think NEWBEE can cope with that pressure.
Well, they banned Batrider, so that's maybe my first tell that it won't be bad. But it's possible. Yeah, it's definitely a fight.
No, the puck was a good call. It's definitely going to be an off-lane puck, and it's something that they're comfortable bringing pressure with as well.
With dual lane, lots of burst damage, disable initiation is something they kind of needed. This way they can do like blink sound.
You're saying off lane, but I feel like you could even put him mid, right? And then they lane that because he's not as punished so much by money.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Because they're just going to be moving the lanes. Sure, it might be Sumail.
Yeah, it'll be Sumail, but yeah,
Is Sumail good at mid?
I don't know.
Once upon a time, right?
Let me pull up the stats on that. I'm not sure.
A while back.
Okay.
Historical? Okay, Kaka's sanking is back in.
KP sync.
This is KP.
Oh,
This is
it'll be
offlane
KP, yes, it
syncing.
will, of course, yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Right, draft done. Very interesting drive. Felt like EG had the upper hand there, Phil. Do you agree?
They got, like we were saying, they got 3 or 4 of the heroes with like the highest win percentage in the tournament right now.
And comfort picks.
Very comfort picks.
Have they swayed you enough to go with them?
Yeah, I think they did. I'm gonna go EG. I really liked NEWBEE from like the other days and everything, but I feel like EG just on another level with their drafts this time around.
Okay, EG for you, Kevin?
Yeah, I'll do EG as well. I do like the NEWBEE draft, but I'm not super confident with Bounty Hunter doing anything other than killing Courier.
Okay. Courier killer he is. Alan?
You cannot play against EG with predictable drafts.
3 out of 3 for EG. Is it going to be another EG easy game? Let's find out with our commentary team. Boys, you've not got the signature heroes so much here. You've got no Enigma and no crazy stuff that you can blow up, but it's a very good draft from EG, isn't it?
It is. I think it's a good draft in the sense that even if EG win, I don't think this one's going to be over in 20 minutes. So we might actually get to cast a bit more Dota this time.
You're not on an hourly rate, Owen. It's okay. It's fine.
This is true. This is true. But at least we probably get to enjoy a bit more back and forth between these two lineups. Because I think NEWBEE this time of this draft, they shouldn't get robbed.
They shouldn't, but I am leaning towards Evil G draft. I think this is something, one interesting part is this is something that has actually been discovered by, I would say, 2 different regions at the same time. I noticed it in both NA as well as China. About the same time in that like later December, maybe early January area, is that teams were picking Terrorblade against the Death Prophet. And this was obviously way before Terrorblade people realized how OP he was. They felt like Terrorblade's timing of Metamorphosis and the single target focus of the hero matched up really well against the Death Prophet's time. So every single time she goes for a push with Exos, you're doing a similar thing, whether you're trying to trade towers or trying to stop that push.
Gonna see this smoke from EG heading Kaka. Kaka will be able to keep his distance, so NEWBEE will know of present G. But into across around for the rune, Kaka with the snipe. Looks like EG actually get out of this area now that they know that we are aware of them. And Kaka gonna head over here. He gets away with staying in position to go for any sort of snipe of their own rune. Who has sentries on Misery?
Yeah, they unlikely they're gonna just drop a sentry unless they really know the bounty hunter's there because they want to be able to keep it for their actual lane. I was trying to figure out where they put Sumail here because I do think they need to enable the Sumail puck as much as possible. Having an early lead on this hero makes you a threat against the Phantom Lancer and the Death Prophet, where alternatively, if you have a bad start to the game, your damage is so pitiful that you actually are just kind of ignored by both of those heroes, and you oftentimes just get gobbled up, whether it's the Diffuse Blade, whether it be, silenced by the Death Prophet or just Static Storm Disruptor. It could be a very rough game if you don't get those early.
Straight away, Misery will be able to get the D ward placed down by Kaka. The lanes that we are going to be settling with, if we see, is the predicted by the panel, that aggressive tri-lane. There, up against SCCC, Kaka is there as well, in fact, with the Spirit Siphon. Going to interfere quite a bit, should be fine. Get a decent link off. CCC, all he can really do there is chase and Siphon.
It's a classic lane, the drain on drain action. You're getting one to throw Spirit Siphon, the other throws Static Link. Oh, damn.
Could be fine there. And only just, they're going down to 20 HP. Crit does trade a lot of damage back in response. Look at him chase down Mugi.
If he gets
Nearly
another
gets him
hit,
there. One more punch.
he'll kill him with
All
the
right, two
Spirit
more
now.
punch.
Oh,
Yeah, and Spirit. Not enough.
Oh, it's not enough.
Oh, it was close though. He'll turn towards Faith, start chunking into the Disruptor instead though, but as we can see, the power of the Elder Titan just pretty much single-handedly beating two heroes out of that bottom lane.
Now, Owen, you and I both casted the Elder Titan that looked very lackluster yesterday.
Yes, the
where,
King Wing game.
Yeah, because it was just a laning phase that he couldn't really win here, and he couldn't rotate at all. Here, Crit absolutely can do a lot as the Elder Titan because he can just bully back the Phantom Lancer and Disruptor and win the lane for the puck.
Kaka has come down now. That causes a bit of an issue for Crit. Crit will be chased down. Will be fine though. Does manage to keep himself alive, but NEWBEE's trying to at least match that dual lane with their own aggression, bringing down here to help out the Disruptor, sort of make space for Mugi's PM.
I don't know, Owen, I'm beginning that bad feeling in my stomach here. You just can't win all three lanes in this patch, right? It's just like, it just shouldn't happen because you're just put at such a disadvantage going into the team fights. You just stop most of the time. So you very rarely see that a team is able to win all three lanes, but now EG is kind of doing it. Smail's doing quite well in his CS, and this is the toughest lane for them so far.
Kaka was there waiting for Samael post-orb, but Samael will be fine as he is able to get himself the full length away from the rest of NEWBEE. But you're right, in terms of CS, damage is certainly being done in these early couple of waves by EG.
The upside is Phantom Lancer will probably still get okay CS as the lane continues, and Death Prophet should probably get pretty well.
Now, getting aggressive again this time. Could be in a bit more trouble, Kaka. Looking for the hunt down, and Samael, he's overstepped the mark there, gets punished. NEWBEE find themselves first blood on this bottom lane. Got to hold back from those sort of aggressive plays. He's not aware that Kaka was still down there. Sentry has now been popped down, so he'll be a little more prepared for these sort of movements of Kaka, but as he stays down here, this lane is always going to be tricky for Samael.
Thing is that he comes right back, and Mookie's low on HP and has no mana. So now Samael can play really aggressively. It sucked that he died, at least for him anyway. It was pretty fortunate that Mookie got the lance in just before he jumped away and phase shift as well.
Top lane. Do the reflection slow onto KP.
And the brain sap.
And, ooh, not quite enough. KP.
Jesus. NEWBEE are getting pretty lucky here. They've got twice now. Here's just walked away with less than 10 HP.
There, it's got to getting dove upon it, but SCCC's tanking up the tower. SCCC ain't going to win that matchup. He just straight up loses that 1v1 as he tries to dive underneath the tower, but Link was already built up by Fear and SCCC. The siphon damage wasn't enough. Bottom lane, Samael jumping forward aggressively. Does get the kill onto Fave, but he will fall for it. So Samael playing incredibly aggressively down bottom. It has cost him his own life twice now.
But again, it's going to be worth it because we're still left in that regen situation for the Trine lane. They're going to have to stay in lane, and for another 50 seconds, they won't have that Trine available to them. So bottle pickup from Mookie will actually alleviate that issue quite a bit as he picks up a bounding rune. Extra regen. We actually comes back on full. A very smart choice.
Needs to be able to stay in this lane and find the CS, because obviously on the other side of the map, Arteezy, 29, 30, 13, 18, he's pretty much not been missing a CS on this lane. Bit of an attempt onto Crit, they're focusing this out of Titan, and Crit will fall. Does manage to get the kill on his way down onto Kaka. So again, the 1-for-1, so full on chaos really down on this bottom lane. But as you say, the fact that they are disrupting Mugi's farm, whilst the top lane is just an absolute dream lane for Arteezy.
He's got over twice his CS. 15 CS right now on Phantom Lancer, 34 on the Terrorblade.
He's not, I don't think he's missed a creep, Arteezy.
Over 3 times the denies here as well. So KP is just suffering in experience despite being in a solo.
Lane again, Samael. He moved upon, will be chased down by Kaka, but is able to jump himself out. Does have the salve on him as well, so we'll get himself back up to full, and Crit again, just running down Mugi. One more punch and Crit, he's going to do it! He just runs down Mugi post-doppelganger. Kaka as well, just getting absolutely chunked into by Crit. Will be able to get himself out of the range of this sentry. But honestly, the damage that Crit's been doing in this lane has been insane.
Yeah, you just can't fight this Elder Titan. I'm not sure why NEWBEE continues to try and test the Elder Titan in a Trine lane with a hard camp stack as well, which you're going to see Crit he's going to try and make this a triple stack. Just makes him so much stronger when you have that stack available.
I mean, is there a reason, do you think, why NEWBEE is down here, rather than actually trying to attend to the fact that Arteezy is having no pressure applied onto him at all? This Terrorblade is having complete free farm.
I mean, I think their lanes isn't really set up very well to... Like, their heroes just can't really contest a Terrorblade. It's not the same magic damage that we saw from EG in last game. And the mid lane, it's hard for a Bounty Hunter to be able to contest Razor for a Death Prop. It's a very different lane than it used to be with that passive. You can't, you really just can't dive a Razor at all. Get a stable turn. That's 100 damage.
He spot out Kaka, but he's getting himself out of range. That's entry mid lane. Set up for a big static link to come through. TP's coming in from KP, but SCCC, he's already down. And he popped the ghost for that as well. So that is... Exorcism popped, he dies. So there's no exorcism for this Death Prophet for over 2 minutes now. Some questionable plays here from NEWBEE.
Look what Arteezy's doing. Oh, never mind. 4 kills.
Or not, just get himself out of range of the detection. Need more kills actually for NEWBEE as they will manage to pick off Crit, Sumail. Being watched upon. Top lane KP does get away. Sumail. Pops the 1 charges. Moogie jumps in with the doppelganger. The 1 charges as well himself to keep himself safe.
Okay, so I want to give props to Arteezy. He's in a lane completely by himself. What he did is he just ran past the tower, grabbed the creep wave, and pulled it down to the river so his creeps would then get some damage on the tower for him. It was just like a nice little efficiency play where he's just trying to pressure that tower as a... while KP was away.
Look at the level difference because of the denies and such. Just level 7 on a Terrorblade, level 4 on your core Sand King.
What happens? You have 33 denies on you. Poor KP is just getting nothing with his Sandstorm.
Absolutely beasting it in the top lane. Very quick timing on these early crucial items. The Tread, Tequila done.
This is a pretty good play there. Wakes himself up off the illusion.
Chase down a Misery. Misery will be fine though. He will be able to find himself into the mid lane as well. Has the CS going Fear with the lead, 40 for 15 against the 33 for 12. Sure, the farm's still good for the Death Prophet, but as we saw there, the fact that sort of the timings were knocked back, SCCC dying immediately after using Exorcism, that early sort of pressure, even just the early sort of kill you want to find with that first Exorcism is going to be put off. They will still try and make a play on Fear. Getting chased down, we'll put the Eye of the Storm, gets his pepper, look who's here, Crit with the 2-man sleep, the wraparound for Sumail, he's got the Dream Call down onto both of them, Fear will be fine, SCCC will be surrounded, he's keeping himself alive with the Spirit Cypher for now, another stop attempted, won't quite grab it. So SCCC will survive, with the big play there being that Fear gets saved, Crit and Sumail there in time to protect him. These movements from EG in this series just seem to be a step above what they've been performing with recent.
And I don't think they have the power to be able to stop this Arteezy push. He's a Terrorblade at level 8 with max out Metamorphosis.
Misery getting run down a little bit, but Arteezy there to show the Moogie's put off and chasing for more. A couple of hits, Moogie down to half health. Still seeing if you can find Misery. Across the tree line, sentries drop down there, they've got vision, they'll turn towards Kaka straight away, and look who's here as well. Crits come up with the Spirit, Kaka, he'll fall, Misery still alive for now, does get glimpsed back. Faith has the control, they will punish Misery.
And they're not going to lose their safe lane power either, which is great. KP's actually getting a decent amount of free farm, he's doing a similar thing here, cutting the creep wave. He's going to pull to the new extra farm. So that was decent for NEWBEE. Unfortunately, they're going to need a lot more plays here. They need a successful use of Exorcism. I'm not sure where SEC is going to be heading to, where he's going to make his push a bit.
Not being phased at all by these PL illusions with the high amount of armor he has. His ground, he's got the money for the Dragon Lance to be complete. Bottom lane though, looks like NEWBEE trying to make a move. This is where they're going to send SCCCs. Coming down to this bottom lane. They want to try and take this tower because they are aware of this big stack that EG have. So they can try and maybe get some control of this and then look to try and take the stack for themselves. But that's a decent amount of golden XP.
That being said, they do have really good... Now their Titan got hitting over 250. So when push does come to shove, and they get into a fight against that ET, they need a way to protect this Death Prop. And Buck's got plenty of levels, so he's got a good amount of burst damage. Orb, ET's hitting hard. I'm not convinced that NEWBEE make this work. Honestly, I think they should just go for a 4-man somewhere. Maybe go for the Razor. Every single one of these heroes, though, have such good self-sustain. They really are not threatened by rotation.
Let's see what they can do to fit. They've got the glimpse back, they're popping the exorcism, they've got 4 heroes surrounding him, Epicenter as well. TPs are coming through. Fear will fall down, but the Fiend's Grip holding SCCC here underneath the tower. The Dream Coil comes out from Sumail. He catches 3, bursts down 2. Kaka's still there, but the coil will snap. Crit going for the stomp, does connect. They don't have vision, so Kaka will be fine. But again, sure, they managed to get a kill with the exorcism, but they lose their top tower, and they lose their CCC again immediately after using it, so he won't be able to get a tower with it.
Yeah, they brought 4 heroes and traded really poorly. That's what I'm talking about when it comes to like these heroes just aren't pressured very easily.
He's just hunting deep. Faith has to drop the Static Storm down upon himself, but it's not going to get a kill, and it won't save his life. And Arteezy, with this Metamorphosis use, is not only able to get 1 tier 1 tower, immediately moving to mid, keeping the pressure up high, e.g. he'll take 2 tier 1s.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
They already have a 6k gold lead at 12 minutes in.
It's looking like a similar story to game 1.
It really is.
I can't remember quite the lead at 12 minutes, but I think it probably was around this.
Go for that last tier 1. They've got the nice big hard camp stack as well.
Sumail's nearly got his Blink Dagger. You've got 3 cores on EG quite clearly as the highest 3 on the map. They'll clear up the stack. And that will be the money for Sumail's Blink Dagger. Cores back online, he can look to make those plays. And we've seen if you're NEWBEE, it's just a bit of a waiting game. SCCC very hard to get him back into the game when he doesn't have the exorcism. They've got to wait for it to be back up, and then they've got to try again, but the last 2 times, the attempts, they haven't worked out for them.
So NEWBEE can't afford to wait for the Blink Dagger on KP. It's just a bit too early now. So they're going to try and go for a smoke rotation. What they need is that Epicenter, Blink, and Burrow with a huge amount of magic damage coming. Follow-up silence, and they can kill almost any hero in the game on EG, but they just can't wait for it.
This is the kill that they need. Arteezy's been having too much of a free game. They'll surround him. Arteezy's been silenced. There's no way to play out against this one. So Arteezy, I say that! I say there's no way to play out against it, but there is! The backup's there somehow! He gets the time with that sleep help from Misery to get the Sunder off, and he doesn't die! Arteezy, the boy who lived, turning it round with the team. There's 3 dead, there's 4 dead on NEWBEE. If they don't kill Arteezy in a situation like that, I don't know when they do. That has to be so demoralizing for NEWBEE. They surrounded that Terrorblade. They have 4 heroes on top of him. But he just turns, Misery's there with a chance, gives him the opportunity, get the Sunder off, and Arteezy lives. This is absolutely ridiculous how well EG's playing today, honestly.
I have to wonder, did KP have Epicenter up for that?
They needed just that little bit more damage. They really did.
Yeah,
if they had that little bit more damage.
Yeah, they kill him. But the thing is, EG is always ready to make these TP rotations because they know their cores are so hard to pressure. They bring 4 heroes. It takes so long to kill that. They easily make a turnaround play where they're going to be able to trade better heroes.
And that's always the feels bad. When you glimpse back at Terrorblade, but he stands there, metamorphosizes, and punches you down before he's moved that much. Bit of a nightmare.
Kaka showed himself.
He's been dusted.
Don't show yourself against the hero that has dust.
Dream Coil as well onto Mugi.
And he has no doppelganger.
They're going to chase him down, and that's PL gone as well. Sure, I mean, I said at the start of this, I was looking forward to cast some Dota 2. We had a 20-minute victory for EG in Game 1. This game's looking like it may even be quicker if it continues at this pace.
Okay, they're going to go for Arteezy here.
Okay, let's see if they can do it this time.
And a Static Storm. Okay, he's just standing there.
Oh, the glimpse. Oh, they might know.
Oh, no.
He's just going to die. And
Epicenter.
It's a Sunder. No, he doesn't even need it. He hasn't got it. He doesn't. Oh. Oh, the pain for NEWBEE. Oh.
NEWBEE's just like, they're so desperate to get a kill somewhere.
Oh, I'm glad I don't get paid an hourly rate, Paul. I tell you what, this is 15 minutes, 12k lead, 19 for 6. Ooh.
Goodness gracious, 12k gold lead already. What was the game timer? It was 20 minutes.
It was 20 minutes.
It was
12
pretty
seconds.
much
20 minutes. Yeah, 20 minutes, 12 seconds.
Pretty much the most. Let's
see what we got here. So this is the save. As you said, what was the nightmare?
No, he actually got off the Sunder before the nightmare. The Nightmare almost screwed him, actually. if he got Nightmare there midway through Sunder reaction, Arteezy would have been so mad.
Oh, you're right, actually. Furious.
But yeah, they just don't have the levels. It was a level 1 silence, so just didn't last long enough.
Dire's middle tower.
Okay, so
if you're NEWBEE right now,
you're building up on the diffuser plate.
You're playing in the next major next week, so that's good.
Radiant's bottom tower
Goodness,
is under attack. Radiant's
I hope
bottom
it's
tower
far-sighted.
Playing like that.
Relax, guys. We won Genting.
Oh, to mid lane. Jump in. Stomp onto 2. Not going to follow through, but it does. It spooks NEWBEE.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Oh. Manta Star finish for Arteezy. 16 minutes in. Just a casual tank net worth on this terribly.
Listen, you've got the comeback mechanic for NEWBEE, all right? EG's up by 11k gold, and they've got a bounty hunter, so any track kill is going to be worth so much.
I mean,
oh no!
I'm watching this fight up top, but it's not really a fight. It's just a slaughter. EG, they don't need to do it. They're just A-clicking down lanes, and the heroes of NEWBEE are dying. It's actually looking to be on track to be a quicker game than game 1. I can't believe what we're seeing this morning, or this afternoon, or wherever you are in the world.
Oh, and you sound about as lost as you.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
I can't imagine much is going on. It's GG, ladies and gentlemen. It's GG. 17.5 minutes. What on earth's going on? How am I going to make jokes about EG now? How's anyone going to make jokes about EG now? They just absolutely destroyed NEWBEE. Look at the smiles on Crit. Look at the laughter. I mean, you would be if you just beaten down one of, if not the strongest team in China. I think, you know, VG Gaming is going to be looking forward to stepping over and taking that position, but NEWBEE, oh, the silence. SCCC, we saw what happened when the horrible stuff happened at TI, and I think this is going to trigger a new wave of the evil SCCC as this sort of defeat. He's going to remember this one, and he's going to be back, EG, I'm sure, but I don't think anyone was back for this game on NEWBEE.
Yeah, when SCC is ready to set off his doomsday device, and he goes into this flashback of why he's doing all these things, he's going to talk about this humiliation right here at the hands of people.
Well, at least they got times for scrimming before the next major now, NEWBEE, but I think we've got the rest of the day off as well. And that's me done. Nice and easy day. Thank you very much, EG. 2 victories against NEWBEE in, it's going to be the most dominated series that we have seen here on LAN. What a game. What a series. Evil Geniuses. Where are the haters at now?